So guys, this looks like a very depressing morning as we all wake up to really no news or announcements from Nintendo. I think a lot of people kind of speculated and predicted a Nintendo Direct to be announced today or yesterday for this Thursday the 26th. There was even a rumor, and we'll get to that in a second. But it's kind of sad right now because there's no news or information from Nintendo. Animal Crossing New Horizons has dropped and everything from Nintendo is out right now, but there's just nothing else to look forward to. I mean, there's no future as of right now in 2020 for Nintendo. The one and only game that we know has been announced was Xenoblade Definitive Edition, and that's a port of an old Wii game. So that's the only thing that we know coming. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing. There's, obviously Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, Breath of the Wild 2, but those are just all in development. And right now, we're sitting here in 2020 with absolutely zero expectations of anything coming this year. It's sad, I know, but that's all we have. Now, of course, let's start looking at reasonable reasons for why this is happening. So, obviously, there's an outbreak, and there's a big worldly crisis going on right now, and that's obviously affecting a lot of things. It's pushing back sports, it's shutting down businesses, restaurants, everything around the world. It's all shutting down, and this could obviously be a reason. Now, I don't think this is the reason at all. I don't think this has anything to do with that, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, but this could be shutting things down. One thing that could be affected by this is not really the Direct itself, but the games that Nintendo's producing. They sent a lot of their workers home to work on games, and even Masahiro Sakurai himself has announced that the Smash DLC is going to have to be pushed back until around 2021, the latest, so we can expect some other game delays potentially, and this is kind of sad. Maybe 2020 is a year where we don't get many games, if any games at all. Maybe everything's pushed back and just Nintendo decided to make 2020 just a year of nothing. And it's sad, yes, but this is looking like the harsh reality right now. I was expecting a Nintendo Direct in the beginning of February, and now we are at the end of March with absolutely no clue and no word of a Nintendo Direct, not even a hint. Now let's talk about why I don't think this has anything to do with the plague right now, or the pandemic. So pretty much last week we had a Nintendo Indie World presentation, which was in the midst of this outbreak. This is when it really started taking off, and it was probably the heaviest around last week. It was really bad last week. This is when everything was getting canceled, schools were closing, businesses were closing. So it blows my mind, actually, that they were still going to go through with that presentation. It's an Indie World presentation, not to downplay what indie games have to offer, but it was an Indie World presentation. This is something that could easily be pushed back. It was only like 5 to 10 minutes long. This is something that they could have easily delayed, but they didn't. They went through with it, which made me think that for sure they would have a Nintendo Direct the following week. Why? Well, there was a rumor and apparent leak by VentureBeat saying that there was going to be 2 Directs this month, and they actually had the exact dates written down. They said one Direct was going to be the Indie World presentation, and then the week following, on that Thursday, there was going to be a Nintendo Direct, which is March 26th. And here we are, March 25th, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there is absolutely no information or word about a Nintendo Direct right now. We have been dumped a second time. Yes, the first time was in February when we were told that there was going to be 2 Nintendo Directs, and one was going to be Animal Crossing, one was going to be the Nintendo Direct. We got the Animal Crossing one, didn't get the Nintendo Direct. So all these leaks and rumors about the actual main Nintendo Direct seem to all be false. No one has inside sources on this. If you ever hear a rumor about this, please don't believe it. I'm done with the rumors and the leaks. People don't know what they're talking about, okay? People try to come up with some cool ideas. They probably get information about the one Direct and say, hey, let's act like we know the other one too to make us sound more credible. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not true. Now, it could have been true and pushed back by Nintendo, but I doubt it, because this is the second time, the second month in a row. Unless they just keep pushing this thing back until, oblivion, I don't know. But like I said, this is a very serious outbreak, and I do respect all these places closing down and making sure that they're safe. I get that. But at the same time, as a video game company, I understand still going through with video presentations. I'm sure this thing is already made. I'm sure this thing is ready to go. It doesn't make sense why they would delay it, considering the fact of the Indie World presentation still kicking off, in the midst of the, beginning of this thing. I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very confusing situation, and to me, you would think this would be happens the best time to do so. Everybody's kind of like shut down and closed. Everybody's kind of home from work and school. Most people are home from work and school. So this is the best time to kind of have everybody sit down. You know, they're on their house. Everybody's encouraged to stay home. There's a whole like worldwide hashtag movement saying stay at home. So this is perfect for Nintendo to do something while everybody's at home. And it takes the content and everything in Nintendo Directs, there's normally only about 1 to 2 people. There's like 2 people speaking, maybe just Doug Bowser, if that, speaking live on the chat or whatever. And it's not even live, it's pre-recorded. He's just up on the stage talking. And that's it. I don't understand. There's not a lot of like people involved. I don't understand how hard it is to just get a reel of trailer showcased, but they can't even get that apparently. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. Waking up this morning, I am officially bamboozled. I have never really came to the point where I just don't know what else to say about a Nintendo Direct, and I'm here. I do not have a clue what to say about this Nintendo Direct. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to get... I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming. I think something... I told you guys the second week of March. The second week of March, I knew something was not right. For us to not get a Nintendo Direct still, I knew something wasn't going to be right. And I think I still believe that. I don't know if we get a Nintendo Direct the rest of the year. I don't know if they completely scrap that and they're going to go with just some big presentation in the summer. But please do not expect a Nintendo Direct this spring. I don't think there's is going to be one at all. I think Nintendo's just kind of done away with it. And it's almost like, how is that even possible? And another thing we got to talk about is the investor meeting. That happens at the end of March. And we never, we always expect some type of announcements or some type of schedule laid out from Nintendo, before the investors meeting. And the investors meeting is like, March 31st, April 1st. So everybody expected there to be a Direct before then. This was the week. It has to make sense. They had to show games to investors, unless that's pushed back because of the virus as well. And that's, I don't know. That could have been pushed back, and now Nintendo's like, there's no point of having a Nintendo Direct. We ain't got to show off any of our games to our investors, so we're just going to wait. That could very well be the case, and if that's true, that means we have to wait until summer, until the next investors meeting, and that's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun. Yeah, guys, it's a tough time out here. I know Animal Crossing New Horizons just dropped, and I'm having a ton of fun, trust me. And I'm not trying to make it seem like Nintendo's, supposed to give us information. We would like information a lot, but it's a dark time right now. It's a dark time. There's a lot of stuff going on around the world, and if it is because of that, so be it. It's obviously a tough time for everybody, and I get that. That makes a lot of sense. But the fact that they still went ahead last week with their Indie World presentation just shows it's a slap in the face, man. It's a slap in the face to say, look, we don't care what you guys want. That to me, that's what it means. If the Indie World presentation was delayed as well and there was nothing last week, then I wouldn't feel as much as I do right now. It is kind of a slap in the face for that Indie World presentation to go up. Now, I could put this video out and they could still announce something tonight. Maybe it's just an announcement tonight for tomorrow and they just want to generate extreme hype hours before the presentation. I don't know. I doubt it, though. I think this is it, guys. I don't think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct anytime soon. I have no future predictions for one. I have no future, looking. It's weird. It's just so weird for Nintendo to go into 2020 like this, completely and utterly blind. We are now over 200 days since the last Nintendo Direct, and it is just very painful to be in this situation. I never thought we'd be in a situation like this where we have absolutely no clue what's coming out. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to speculate. There's nothing to be hype about. There's nothing to be excited about, and that's what's so important. Like, obviously we expect this pandemic to go away around the summertime, maybe even early fall. And I think there'd be no better way to get people excited and pumped up about the end of the year. Say, don't worry, times are going to get better, and this is what's going to be coming with those good times. Show off some great games and stuff to look forward to and stuff to, be happy to live about, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I don't know. As Nintendo has definitely failed us of 2020 so far. As a company, I think they have, and I understand, like I said, back with the whole pandemic thing, they've had 2 other months before this one, guys. They had 2 other months to get this thing out, and now they dug themselves into a hole. So if we do come to a point where we have complete global shutdown from this thing, Nintendo has put themselves in this hole. I don't think it'll matter by then because everything's shut down, but just know Nintendo has dug themselves in this hole. You know, they've done this. They waited too long. They've had 2 previous months perfectly fine to have a direct, January, February, beginning of March, and they still didn't do it. And there's nothing else that you can kind of say to protect them from that. They have completely let us down as a fan base. They clearly hear us on Twitter. You know, they clearly have picked our messages. There's even like a thing that they pick people's messages for Animal Crossing New Horizons kind of, you know, publicity, kind of saying like, what would you like to see? You know, what is the perfect island for you? And they've been picking people's tweets. So clearly they're looking through tweets. They're seeing what people are talking about. They know people want a Nintendo Direct. They know. And it's just straight up blatant disrespectful to not even acknowledge that. I could see if they came out and said, look guys, there's a lot of stuff going on. We will have a presentation very soon. Just wait a little bit longer. But nothing. They don't give us anything. They don't say anything. And it's just kind of messed up in my book. But that's all I had to say today, guys. It sucks, you know, and I know a lot of you guys are disappointed. A lot of you guys woke up this morning disappointed because we've all kind of expected an announcement, but there's no announcement, and I don't think we're going to get one anytime soon. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Obviously, I love to hear what you guys have to say about Nintendo Directs, and it motivates me because lots of you guys still give me hope sometimes. You guys in the comments are like, don't worry, it's still going to happen, you know, but it stinks. But for me, that's all I have to say for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this discussion I had with you guys today, please make sure you like the video and subscribe. If you guys are new, to stay up to date on anything else that might be coming to Nintendo. Is Nintendo doomed? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Stay safe out there. Stay clean. Stay home. See you guys.